Alright, what's up guys? New video today. One of the most important things in bass fishing is being versatile, being able to use different equipment. So I'm going to teach you guys the simple way to use a bait casting reel. I'm a guide, so I have a lot of clients all the time that never have used one before, and I'm going to show you all the quick couple steps that I use to throw one. You may not be great at throwing one, but I'm going to show you guys real quick how to get, and then you can kind of ease into it, get better as you go. But it's like riding a bike. Once you do it once, it's always in you. But we're going to head down to the pond and see if we can't get one. Alright, we're rolling down to my little honey hole here on the cart. Got us a couple poles. And I'm going to show y'all how to throw these bait casters. This is the pond I learned to fish in right here. Look at that guy right there. Little rock out there. That used to be my honey hole. We're going to catch us one real quick. Alright, so we made it down here to the pond. We're going to go through the motions of showing you how to throw a bait caster. So, dealing with this all the time, I throw Abby Garcia rods and reels. This is a Xenon X reel. Now, a lot of this is going to apply to about every single reel. This is a pretty high quality reel, so you know you're going to be able to throw it pretty far. Cheap reels throw far too. The benefit of a higher quality reel like this is the braking system. So if you're just kind of getting into throwing a bait caster, it wouldn't be a bad idea to spend a little bit of money on a reel. Anything over $100 you can get a great product for. So I'm going to show you guys kind of the anatomy of the reel, if you will. So right here on the side, every reel is going to have this. It's your spool tension knob, right? Tighter, looser. And what that means is, you know, essentially how tight the tension of the spool is. So the name is in the knob. So the tighter, I can tighten that all the way up and I can press the thing and hardly no line comes off there with the weight of the bait, which makes it, you know, a lot more resistance when you're casting it. I can loosen it up and you can see it'll fall like crazy with just a little bit of weight. Now this is a weightless worm on here, so not a lot of weight at all. The best thing, rule of thumb, I can tell you when you're first throwing a bait caster, first going through the motions of it, to get distance and to control it, not have backlashes, so you get a little bit more control. Loosen this thing up enough to where it falls down really slow. So look at the bait right there. So I'm gonna loosen this thing up enough. Keep going, micro. So right there, that bait is gonna fall now super slow and hit the water, and when it hits the water, it doesn't backlash. So that's gonna be typically the most forgiving setting. Now you're also gonna have this on the side, which is your braking system. You can scroll and dial this. Certain reels are a little bit more dialed than others. This one here has a phenomenal braking system. And right here, it's gonna say max on the side. So that's for the max brake. That is just the least amount of brake possible. Sometimes, you know, I like to go in the middle. You don't ever want these too tight. The biggest mistake I see people make when they're first trying to learn how to throw a bait caster is they're gonna lock that thing down thinking that you get less backlashes, and you actually kind of end up building a backlash is the problem. So get that thing set up to where it falls really slow and set your braking system somewhere in the middle, that happy medium. You can adjust tweaks, you know, sometimes it's really bad. The the best tip I can give anybody, the thing I see most people do when most people are with me and they're learning how to cast for the first time, they're gonna get back, they're gonna think about it, and then they're gonna throw it and hook it. And when you do that, you throw so much slack in the line, you're gonna throw a backlash in there a lot of the times. Second thing, people are gonna throw out there, let it hit the water. That time this reel's sick, but a lot of the times when they let it hit the water and they don't put their thumb on it to stop it. So I guess a good way to start this would be, let's walk through the cast. So good solid motion, back, forward, over your shoulder. So go back, forward. You can see the backlash fuzz up really tight in there. The braking system took care of it, slowed it down, took it out. Ooh, I got a bite. Got him. Unbelievable. Max hit general, baby. That was pretty cool. All right. little bass. Sorry for the interruption. But, so, whenever the braking system, before I was rudely interrupted, you know, it takes the fuzz out, right? If you just kind of have to let it do its thing. But when you're watching the bait fly through the air, right before it's about to hit the water, you want to put the brakes on it, right? So it's like you're coming up to a red light. Thing turns yellow. You're about to stop, start easing up on that brake so you don't blow the red light or ram into the car in front of you. Same thing, you know, when it gets closer to the water, ease your thumb on it and then just slowly bring it to a stop right before it hits the water. Because if that bait hits the water, your thumb is not on the reel, the line wants to keep going, right? And physics just don't really allow for that. You're gonna get a backlash. So that's kind of the biggest tip, right? So starting off, and you can get looser to get more distance as you go, right? So I throw my bait casters pretty loose, so I can throw it the furthest. But with on this particular reel right here, when I have it adjusted pretty tight to where I could give this with the proper motion, about anybody could throw this reel. Get you one of these. It's a great reel. It's not an entry-level reel by any means, but if you want to make the process really easy and really enjoyable, I suggest doing this. Get you some cheap monofilament line. Don't try it with fluorocarbon because you're going to spend some money. You will backlash. It's just part of it. Nobody's not going to. I still backlash plenty. But, I mean, this is a weightless worm. Bombing a long ways. No backlash. Throw it out there. No thumb on the reel. And then I just mash it right before it hits the water to avoid a backlash. It's as easy as that. The motion is where it is. Back, forward. One fluid motion. Then, whenever you get, you know, practiced up and more comfortable, you can start doing the side motions and the flips and the pitches and all that crazy stuff. We'll talk about that in another video. Step one, throwing a bait casting reel. It's not as hard as you think. Give it a try. So, that's about all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Down here at the beautiful evening with the pond, we might try to catch a couple bass, but like and subscribe. This is an Abby Garcia Xenon X, by the way. I think I said that earlier in the video, but phenomenal reel. All the reels I use in tournaments are this reel. So give them a look, learn how to throw a bait caster. Good luck, like and subscribe. We'll see y'all at the next video.